Hey guys, my name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming another very exciting video, and that is going to be a book for every song on Reputation by Taylor Swift. And if you didn't know, I've done this video like 3 times before for 3 other Taylor Swift albums. I've done 1989, Lover, and Red so far. So this is going to be the 4th Taylor Swift album that I do. And honestly, like, I debate every single day if Reputation is my favorite Taylor Swift album, because I always say my favorite is 1989 and I love 1989, but like Lover and Reputation are definitely up there. And I love a bad bitch Taylor. Like, this album freaking slayed my whole life. And it honestly just made me a new person. Like, you don't listen to Reputation and then stay the same after, you know? And so this album is one of my favorites. I love the fact that I got to choose more like thrillers to go with these songs because they're just so moody. And yeah, I'm really excited about this list, so let's just jump right into all the songs. So the very first song on this album is Ready For It, which I think is such a great intro song. I think it's one of her strongest introduction songs that she's ever had on an album. And for that song, I'm gonna go with The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Which, this is a very recent read of mine. This book is a thriller and I just absolutely love this book. And I understand that Ready For It is kind of a romantic song, but there is some romance happening in this thriller because it takes place during a wedding and it takes place on an island, which is another reason why I think this song fits it so well, because the way it's like, island breeze and lights down low. The song has these like island vibes, which I think fit this book really well. And this book does have a lot of romance in it because it's taking place during a wedding, but basically what's happening in this book is that somebody gets murdered in the wedding, and then we try to figure out the entire book which one of them did it, and like everybody in the wedding party pretty much has a motive to kill this person. It's a crazy, crazy book. The next song is Endgame, which is another complete and total bop. I love the song so much, and for that I'm gonna go with Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Would it even be a video like this if I didn't include Red, White, and Royal Blue? I feel like it's been mentioned on every one of these videos. Oh my gosh, this song fits this book so perfectly. Because if you didn't know, this book follows this guy, Alex, who is the son of the first female president of the United States, and then it's about his romance with a prince. So their romance is very forbidden and controversial for lots of reasons. I feel like this song just fits them perfectly because they both have really big reputations, and they're like, I want to be your end game, and they're like, me and you would be a big conversation, and I just think it fits them so well because, like, yeah, the stakes are really high for them to be together, and I just love this couple so much, and they are such an endgame ship. Reputation precedes me, don't think I'm crazy, I swear I don't love the drama, it loves me. Alright, the next song is I Did Something Bad, which is the most bad bitch Taylor Swift song that there is on this earth. And for that, I'm gonna go with Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I never trust a narcissist, but they love me. And Gone Girl is one of my favorite books of all time. This book is a thriller, if you didn't know. And I think I chose this book for this song specifically because of the whole if a man talks shit then I owe him nothing. And like, Amy Dunn is a bad bitch. She's one of my favorite characters in fiction. Her whole spiel in this book about the cool girl, like, oh, men just want to be with the cool girl, like that monologue about the cool girl fits this song so well. And I can just see this song being Amy's anthem, you know? It's just, it's great, it's perfect. You say I did something bad, it must be so good. Next song is gonna be Don't Blame Me, and for that I'm gonna go with Verity by Colleen Hoover. Don't blame me, love made me crazy, but doesn't you doing it right? This is another book that's kind of a romantic thriller because it follows this girl who's a writer, and she moves into the house of Verity, who's this author who recently had like a car accident. So she's not totally there mentally, so she moves in to help her write the last 3 books in her series because this girl Verity is an author. And then meanwhile, she starts to get into this relationship with Verity's husband, Jeremy, And so I feel like this book fits this song so well because it's like, don't blame me, love made me crazy. If it doesn't, you're not doing it right. The whole like dark vibe of this song really matches the dark vibe of this book, I feel like. And I love that this song kind of implies that you're like being a crazy bitch for love, and that's definitely the case for this main character.
Oh Lord, save me, my drug is my baby. I will use it for the rest of my life.
Alright, the next song is Delicate, which is probably my favorite Taylor Swift song of all time. Like, if I had to pick one, it would be Delicate. Like, Delicate is a bop in every sense of the word. I love everything about this song. I love the lyrics. I love how soft it is, but like the beat is everything. I just want to dance every time I hear it. I love it. It's probably my favorite Taylor Swift song. And for that, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite romances, and that is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren.
Cause I like you, listen for the best. My reputation has never been worse, so you must like me for me.
Is anybody surprised? Probably not. But I think this book actually does fit these lyrics perfect because it's talking about how like my reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me. Because in this book, we're following this character Olive who considers herself to be very unlucky, and she recently just lost her job, and she just has like a really negative view of the world. So it's kind of like, yeah, like her reputation is really bad and it's never been worse, but you must like me for me kind of thing. And this book also does have, you know, some of my favorite tropes ever, like fake marriage and hate to love, and it's just the best. Once their hate for each other starts to turn into more like friendship and love, it is a very delicate situation here, and I just think this song fits perfectly.
Is it you that you get my head? Cause I know that it's delicate.
So the next song is Look What You Made Me Do, which was Taylor's first single off of this album, and this song was so unexpected and so different and just like, holy shit. And for that song, I'm gonna go with Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty.
I don't like your perfect crime, how you laugh when you lie.
Because I feel like both of these have like a similar vibe of like, look what you made me do. Like, so this book is a thriller that follows all these different women. They're all like suburban moms of kindergartners. Right in the beginning of this book, we see this accident that happened where this person was killed, and then throughout the book we're kind of getting flashbacks to like what led up to that night, and it's kind of like you're just trying to figure out what happens. But I feel like Look What You Made Me Do just fits this book so well because of the whole like, I don't trust nobody and nobody trusts me, I'll be the actress starring in your bad dreams. And I feel like a lot of these characters would blame their actions onto somebody else and be like, look what you made me do, you know?
What you just made me do, look what you just made me.
The next song is So It Goes, and for that I'm gonna go with Atheist Who Kneel and Pray by Taryn Fisher.
Met you in a bar.
In this song, she even says, met you in a bar. And like in this book, they meet in a bar because our main character, Yara, is a bartender, and then he is a musician, like her love interest in this book, and he goes into her bar and he asks if she can be his muse, like his inspiration for his future songs and stuff. And she says yes, and I just feel like this book fits the mood of this song so well. Like, she's not a bad girl, but she does bad things with him. Like, it's just, I don't know, it fits the mood of this book so well because this isn't like your happy, perfect, normal kind of romance book, you know? I'm sure just from the title alone that you can tell that this isn't your typical romance, but it definitely fits the mood of this song.
I'm not a bad girl, but I do bad things with you.
The next song is Gorgeous, which when I first heard this album, this was my least favorite song on the album, but now it's definitely grown on me through the years and I really enjoy it now. But for that, I'm gonna go with The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker.
You ruined my life by not being mine.
Our main character in this book, Calla, is very frustrated with her attraction to Jonah, as I feel like we all are when we read this book, because Jonah starts off being such an asshole, but it's like he's so gorgeous, you know, that Calla finds herself being attracted to him still, and she finds it very frustrating. And I love the line in this song when she says, I'm so furious at you for making me feel this way. I just feel like it fits this story and this romance really well.
I'm so furious at you for making me feel this way.
Next song is Getaway Car, which I will admit I had the most trouble figuring out a book for this song. Like, this is the one that took me the longest to try to come up with an answer for, but I'm gonna go with He Started It by Samantha Downing.
If I knew it from the first old fashioned we were crazy.
And this one is another thriller, And this one follows these 3 siblings who are like on a road trip to go and get their family inheritance money. And I just feel like this song fits Getaway Car so well because the whole story takes place in a car on the road. There's somebody following them on the road, and there's this mysterious thing, like this book flashes back to their past when they were kids on this same road trip. There's a lot of mystery about this book and about this story, and I feel like Getaway Car, the song, has a very like mysterious vibe to it. The whole like should've known I'd be the first to leave, think about the place where you first met me. Like there's definitely some marriage troubles in this book as well as the complicated sibling relationship happening in this book. So I just feel like this song does fit this book pretty well. The next song is King of My Heart, and I think Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell fits this song really well.
I live on my own, I've made up my mind, I'm better off being alone.
Oh my gosh, when this song starts out, she's like, I'm perfectly fine, I live on my own, I've made up my mind, I'm better off being alone. And like that is so Kath, because she recently has had to kind of separate herself from her sister and like move into a new dorm that like with people that she doesn't know. All at once she meets Levi, and like within a few weeks she starts to open up to him and she's like friends with him. And I love the line when it's like, you ruled the kingdom inside my room, because I love the fact that the kingdom makes it sound like fantasy, like Simon and Baz like. I love that line because like it's not meant in a sexual way, I guess, in reference to this book, because it's like he ruled the kingdom inside her room. Like when they would read their fan fiction together, she felt the most comfortable with him when they were like reading fan fiction together in her room. And it's like all at once Levi is like everything that she wanted in a partner, and like she didn't even know she wanted a partner until she was with Levi. Oh, this book is just so cute and so soft, and Kath is just one of my favorite characters, and her and Levi are just so cute. Alright, the next song is Dancing with Our Hands Tied, which is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. And this book that I chose for, if you've read it, you'll understand why, but if you haven't read it, you might not understand why. But that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. And I know that this might seem like the most random choice for this song, but seriously, dancing is such a huge part of this story. And I know it doesn't really make sense if you don't know, if you haven't read the book, but this book is a historical fiction time travel book, and it mainly follows this character Jake, and he meets this girl Sadie in the past. There's this really great quote from this book that involves dancing too. He says, "We did not ask for this room or this music, but because we are here, let us dance." And dancing in general is a huge part of the story. Like they always talk about how dancing is life, and it's just really beautiful poetic shit. And so I feel like this song, Dancing with Our Hands Tied, is absolutely perfect for this book when you think about it, because they're dancing with their hands tied because there's complications. Like they're not always going to be able to dance together. I can't like go into more details without spoiling you for this book, but this song just fits. Like, oh my god, if you've read this book then you know, but oh my god, it fits so well, I can't even deal with it.
Yeah, we were dancing.
The next song is Dress, which is also one of my favorite songs on this album. This song is so beautiful and so soft and so gay. Okay, I'm just kidding on that last part. I don't know if it's gay, but so the book I'm choosing for this is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I think this book fits the song so perfectly for so many reasons, but I think Evelyn Hugo is iconic for her dress. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why this song just fits this book so well. But also because of like the lyrics, like, "Our secret moments in a crowded room, they got no idea about me and you." Like, oh my god. Oh my god, it's perfect. And oh my god, the couple in this book, like Evelyn and who she's with, is my favorite, like one of my favorite fictional couples of all time. Like, "Only bought this dress so you could take it off." Oh my god, and that line, "I'm spilling wine in the bathtub, you kiss my face and we're both drunk. Everyone thinks that they know us, but they know nothing about us." Like, what? Was this song written about this book? And too, that line at the end of this song when she's like, "Flashback to my mistakes, my rebounds, my earthquakes, even in my worst time, you saw the truth in me." And like, Yeah, Evelyn Hugo is not a perfect character. Like, she made so many awful mistakes in this book, but like her love interest still like loves her through her mistakes anyways. It's just Alright, the next song is This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and I'm gonna go with Bad Mommy by Taryn Fisher.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This book is a thriller, if you didn't know, and it follows our main character Fig, who sees this little girl and she thinks that that little girl is her daughter, and so she moves in next door to this couple that has this little girl, and she tries to like become friends with them and like get into their lives and like she tries to like fuck shit up, you know? And then I feel like this song just fits this so well because it's like, this is why we can't have nice things because you're crazy. No, I love this book so much. It's one of my favorite like thriller kind of books. It's just so highly entertaining. All right, the next song is Call It What You Want, which is such a soft and beautiful, lovely Taylor Swift song. And for that, I'm gonna go with The Butterfly Project by Emma Scott.
My baby's fit like a daydream, walking with his head down. I'm the one he's walking to.
This is one of my favorite romances of all time, and I feel like it fits this book perfectly because the way in the beginning of the song, she's like, my castle crumbled overnight, I brought a knife to a gunfight, they took the crown, but it's all right. Because right in the beginning of this book, we're following this girl Zelda, who's a graphic novel like artist, like she paints and stuff, and all of her supplies get stolen right at the beginning of this book. So she's at a very low place in life. But then she meets Beckett, who is her love interest, who has recently gotten out of prison. And basically what happens is they end up moving in together because they both need a place. Like, they're both at a very low point in their lives. And then they just kind of slowly start to bond and like form a relationship, and it's the most beautiful shit. And so I feel like Call It What You Want just kind of fits the mood of this book so perfectly because it's like you're coming from a really low place in life and then finding love and finding happiness along with it. And oh my god, you know, one of my favorite book tropes is two like broken characters who find hope because of each other and with each other. And oh my god, I feel like this song is that trope in the song format.
So call it what you want, yeah, call it what you want to.
The last song on this album is New Year's Day, which this is also one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever. Like, I just love it so much. And for that, I'm gonna go with The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain.
Don't read the last page, but I stay.
Which I know this might seem like a random choice, and if you haven't read it, you might be like, why? Because this book is a historical fiction time travel novel as well, and it follows this mother who is living in the 1970s, and she has to time travel to the future to save her daughter because her daughter's going to be born with some health complications, and in the 1970s she would not survive, so she travels to the year 2001 in order to save her daughter. And the emotional stress that this main character has to go through in this book is completely unimaginable and just heartbreaking. And I just feel like these lyrics, like, I know that you might think of this song in a romantic sense, but if you think of this song as a mother singing it to her daughter who she doesn't know if she'll be able to see, oh my god, like, it fucking hurts. The way she's like, hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you, and like, please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I'd recognize anywhere. Like, oh my god, it's freaking devastating. I want to cry just thinking about it, and it honestly just makes me so sad to imagine this main character and all she had to go through and all this with her daughter. Like, oh my god. If you haven't read The Dream Daughter, like, you need to read The Dream Daughter, and then you need to go listen to New Year's Day, and then we can cry together.
Hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you.
Alright, so that concludes this video for a book for every song on Reputation. Please let me know if you agree with any of these or if you strongly disagree with any of these. And also comment down below which Taylor Swift album you would like me to do next time I do this. And what is your favorite song on Reputation? I want to know. What's your top 3? What's your top 5? I think my #1 favorite song on this album is Delicate because it's my #1 favorite Taylor Swift song of all time at the moment. This changes every day, but Delicate is just one of my favorites. So Delicate is definitely #1, but in my top 3 or top 5, I would definitely have Dress, New Year's Day, I Did Something Bad, Endgame. Like, I don't know, this album is just full of bops as always. It's really hard to pick a top favorite couple songs. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!
Say I'm hearing everything. side. More than my exes, but he act like such a man, so X marks the spot where we fell apart. If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. I hate the rest of my life. I'll hit you like a bang. We tried to forget it, but we just couldn't. And I bury hatches, but I keep asking where I put it. I see how this is gonna go. As the water rushes in, if I could dance with you in the middle of the night, in my dreams, I can feel the flames on my skin, crimson red paint on my lips. Hold on to the memories, they will hold on to you, and I will hold on to you.